Checking out how well I deforested Baldus this morning. My goodness gracious. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. Like I said, I wasn't going to be here yesterday. I'll probably be here the next couple of Mondays, though, because allegedly we're going back to 9 hours by the end of this month, which means it's not that far away that we'll be going back to Saturdays again. And then all my, medical days will go towards the Saturdays again. Because like I said, I can't do this anymore. It's like, Lady G asked me, what's the difference between work, other than an hour of working a 9-hour day and an 8-hour day? And I said, because on an 8-hour day, I can look at the clock at 10 in the morning and go, wow, the day's halfway over. Whereas on a 9-hour day, I look at the clock and go, yep, I got another 5.5 hours in here after doing 4. Because we have to take a half-hour lunch when we do the 9-hour thing. Whereas 8-hour days, we don't do that. We just work straight through. We get 2 20-minute breaks, and then that's it. Boom, you're in and you're out of here actually in 8 hours. And that's the way I like it. That's what it was when I first got here. But that's not your problem. Oh, you're going to the Capaldi music thing? Cool. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of TikTok. Not TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I was watching X. All the clips people were putting up with Peter, and he seems to be having the time of his life, which is great. I was going to talk about that in a bit, Raj. Yeah, the world, like I said, is pretty insane when you have people in this country who are actually saying that it's a bad thing that the Ayatollah is dead. And like I said, I don't wish death or harm on anyone, but this guy literally ruled that country with more than an iron hand for how many decades now? And if you were out and you were a lady in that country and you showed your hair, you could be stoned to death or worse. So I don't like, I didn't like the way that they were running the country, but at the same time, I wish we could just go back to the way of let everyone else do their thing, we'll do our thing, and then just stay out of each other's business. Yeah, that's right, I'm an isolationist. But you can't do that. I said, oh, yes, we can. We can do our own steel. We can make our own products. Like I said, and you can still import stuff from other countries. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just stay the hell out of their business. But sadly, that's not the way of the world. We got to stick our nose into everything. Or we have to meddle with everyone in order to keep things on the status quo. And I'm not going to go into how that works. I could be here for hours telling you about how I love everybody's worried about the CIA. Meanwhile, the NSA is 3 times larger and it's been doing shit you wouldn't believe for years. But that's right. The other thing I want to talk about is the attack of the mummified skeletons. AKA actresses are doing this shit again. Oh my God. Did you all see Kelly Osbourne on stage? I hate to body shame people. I really do because, I've been body shamed my whole life. But I have never walked onto a stage looking like I was just pulled out of a mummy sarcophagus and had a tiny little dress stuck on me. I'm not kidding. She does not look healthy at all. And this new thing with actresses getting the buccal, fat removal thing where they would literally walk around looking like, because they had all the fat sucked out of the sides of their faces. I'm like that Jenna Ortega. Look at how hot she is. I'm sorry, but don't get me wrong. She's a talented actress. But now she was up there. She turned sideways, and I thought, where'd she go? Oh, wait, that's right. I can still see her. She's wearing this almost see-through white dress with thigh-high black stockings and boots. Oh, wow. She looked like she got kicked out of a rave. But, so I'm on a bit of a rant because I know Jim Carrey, you can tell, has had some work done. And I don't know. Everybody's going, well, I couldn't even recognize him. I knew that was Jim Carrey. It's just the problem is, as these folks get older, they seem to think that, having so many facelifts that you're literally to the point of talking out your ass is, going to make you younger again, and it's not going to work. Pretty soon, they'll probably have, if they don't already, they'll have weird, strange, unknown shit. It's kind of frightening to think about. But well, if anything had happened to Jim Carrey, like I said, I wouldn't be too surprised if he was been speaking out on some things way back in the past about shit he'd seen and been exposed to behind the scenes. But for the most part, he sticks to himself. He stayed to himself for how many decades? But I like that. Yeah, we were watching all these actresses coming out, and I'm like, and then I saw Kelly Osbourne, and I just wanted to cry. I was like, and there's her mom standing right beside her. I was like, girl, your daughter is doing the Karen Carpenter right in front of you. I wouldn't be parading that around like I'm proud of it. I'd be more worried about their physical health at this point. It just frightens me. And once again, I was sitting there watching actors as scantily clad as they think they can get away with, like that. How many of you saw Kristen Wiig where she's basically naked underneath two things of fabric, called it a dress? I'm like, wow, are we desperate to show some skin or what? But I saw more side boob in the last, those couple hours than I'd ever had in my entire life. Ugh. But I did see some pictures up. Oh heck, great! Now my brain just blanked on me. I saw some pictures of Shooty Gatwa at a con, and he looks like he's happy as well. And he was up there, meeting fans and signing with them. Well, plus he, met a few people like, Alex Kingston. There's a photo of those two together. Like I said, it just worries me now we're back on this trend where women, like, they have to look like they're, hanging in the back of their science lab, like the skeleton display, and, or dress in less clothing than your average stripper. Does when they go out on stage and do their routine. But so, like I said, there's a lot of weird things happening in the world. The world has always been insane. But like I said, I still can't believe there's people in this country that are actually mourning the death and going ranting about the death of the Ayatollah. I'm like, folks, if you even heard a third of the things this guy did. Now, as I said, I don't think we should be poking our nose in anybody else's business, because if anybody knew what half of the shit America's been up to since, God knows when, it's like, I don't think we can put on white hat anymore and call ourselves the good guys. I really don't. Not with some of the things I've found out in some of the programs we've engaged in ourselves. I know they're going on about the canceled scripts for season 3. We knew that already. They already had 3 things planned out. Anybody forgot that? Yeah. And like I said, instead of doing them in Doctor Who episodes, we did a mini-series that started out good and just got dumber by the minute. With it, they turned the Sea Devils into highly overpowered godlike beings that can do this, that, these, and those, and then wiped them out the same way Odo wiped out the Founders in DS9. I'm like, ugh. I'm sorry, the Sea Devils were way OP'd. Way overpowered. I'm sorry, nothing could have taken the intact Titanic wreck out of the water without it falling into a billion pieces and dump it in New York. Not without some really, really sophisticated gravity beam type shit. It's not just going to magically hop up out of the ocean and pop up on the shore in one piece. Or in 2 pieces as it is now, I mean. But, yeah, it started off with such promise, and they way overpowered the Sea Devils to the point it was ridiculous. All of a sudden, there's Sea Devils everywhere. There's like billions of Sea Devils running around, and it's like, oh, wow. We're going into our hidden Underdark where you'll never find us. Oh. I know, I've heard word that they still haven't shown it yet. And it's like, I wouldn't be the least surprised they don't. And like I said, yeah, I agree with you. The ending was total shit. Remember when Kate Stewart, we first met her in Power 3, science leads the way, and then all of a sudden she became this high-powered, crotchety bitch. This gung-ho super military gal. And now she's just plain psychotic. Now she's just plain psychotic and blackmailing people to make sure she stays in power. I'm like, who? RTD, what are you doing? Ugh. Well, like I said, I've been getting pretty bored with Fallout 76. You just brought up Mass Effect, and I'm like, because, well, allegedly the big updates today, but like I said, the Burning Springs edition was a complete disappointment. Oh, we're bringing in the Ghoul. I go, yeah, and you could have brought in any other NPC who could have done the exact same thing the Ghoul does. You don't go on a mission with the Ghoul. You don't go on the only reason he gives you for actually being in Ohio is some vague, weird-ass reason that they never mention again. It's like, wouldn't have been, also, yeah, the Russ King storyline, oh god, all the other storylines they did for the big areas were like pretty damn good, and they took you a while to finish, but, and some of the enemies are popping out there now, and then you've got meta players all over the place, and all they do is they try to reshuffle the deck, and now they're going to change the Under Armour stats and all that, I guess, starting today, and it's like, wow, so I've spent all this time building up this character, getting it set for a certain way. Now I'm going to have to go in there and completely rearrange it again. And I'm probably going to have to watch YouTube videos again just to get my character to the point it can even stand up to half these little weirdos. Ugh. Yeah, like I said, in a way, I really wish they had just done 5 more episodes of Doctor Who and not War Between the Land and the Sea. It's, like I said, they way overpowered the Sea Devils. The ending, like I said, was just shit. And it's sad that RTD is going down the path of J.J. Abrams where it seems like he doesn't have an exit strategy for anything. The world is a crazy place, folks. That's all I can tell you. Well, they've been saying weird shit like that. Like I said, you got the Nodax, which is the No Doctors Have Capaldi, the No Dams, the No Doctors After Matt Smith. Now you got, for once, I've actually seen a few No Dads, No Doctors After Jody. It's like, you have these for every era. And for a while there, we had what I called the No Dace, the NODACE, No Doctors After the Classic Era. They just completely discounted the whole show from 2005 on. The same way I've discounted Star Trek from 2009 on, so I can't really blame them because, and for what little I've seen of Starfleet Academy, I'm like, thank God I didn't invest any time in any of this shit. Oh yeah, at least they're being a lot more respectful of Jodie now. Because when they saw how bad RTD did, they sort of fucked up. They're like, that's right, folks. You might want to call that Chibnall guy and apologize. Because none of it was half as bad as some of this shit was. Ugh. I just looked at the time. I've got to get running inside. So please, the world's an insane place. When it gets to the point I see young actresses on the screen and I just want to see if there's a phone number so I can send them food. I'm worried, like I said, oh, Kelly Osbourne just looks like they pulled her out of a sarcophagus. Oh man. And then of course, we have all the weirdness between the Middle East and of course the class from the RTD2 era, and it's an insane world, folks, and we just live in it. So please be kind, be calm, be safe, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll hopefully see you all again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.